In this course, we'll be going over how to create the perfect video inspection introduction. We'll be talking about how to introduce yourself, how to introduce your dealership, all while using a phone and a microphone. This is where most techs screw up their video inspection the first 10 seconds. If they sound unsure, they don't sound confident, or maybe there's just no context, you're going to lose that customer before you even get started on your video inspection. This video is going to help us create the perfect introduction during your video inspections to boost your approvals, as well as building trust and communication with the customer. The intro sets the tone. It lets the customer know who you are, what you're doing, and why they should care. You're not talking about upselling or doing repairs yet. You're building trust and attention effectively. Here's a framework and word track that I'm using for every single one of my videos. Now for this example, I will be using the dealership name NARD, but I encourage you to use the company name or ownership group that owns the dealership or shop where you work at. This not only builds trust for the dealership, but it also builds trust and transparency once you introduce yourself with your name and certification level. I will be giving you an example here of what my introduction sounds like, starting with the camera pointing towards myself, showing my face first in the video. Hello, thank you for choosing NARD. My name is Curtis. I'm an Audi Master Certified Technician, and I'll be taking care of your Q6 today. So I always mention the vehicle name to build that personal connection and don't just say something generic like vehicle, car, truck. I want them to know that I'm working on their vehicle. Once I've turned the camera around, I'm starting with a defining view of their vehicle, letting them know that I'm working on their vehicle and not the wrong one. I did have one time where a customer was sent a video and I actually had the wrong car. And so I sent a video talking about their concern, talking about what was recommended on this car, and we sent it to the wrong customer. Now luckily I was able to pull the correct car in and perform the correct video inspection, but that does also help you and the customer know what's going on with their car and not somebody else's. Now we're going to build your video inspection introduction. So go ahead and take out a pen, a paper, or a sticky note. Having that sticky note allows you to write down your introduction and put it at the top of your phone so you can use it hands-free. That way you can read it and memorize it, and that way that introduction is going to come off more natural sounding and conversational. Alright, I've got my pen and sticky note here. We're going to get this script written down on your sticky note and get you started right away. So I always start with introducing the dealership group or company that I'm working for. I'm always thanking them. Hello, thank you for choosing, because they can choose to go anywhere else, another dealership, another shop. For this example, I will be using NARD. I'm not going to be using the dealership name, but I would also encourage you to just use the company name or the name of the ownership group before the actual dealership. If they brought their Audi into an Audi, I don't think you need to tell them that again. You will also be saying your certification level here right after this, so that will also tell them that you're certified in that brand. Hello, thank you for choosing NARD. My name is Curtis. I am an Audi Master. Now you can use I'm an Audi certified technician. You can give yourself I'm an elite level technician. You can say I'm a Master Guild technician. Just something to make yourself sound a little bit fancier. You want to use something that establishes your certification level. I'm an Audi Master Certified Technician. Can't spell. And I always let them know that I'll be taking care of, and I'll be taking care of your Q6 today. Now, this is a one sticky note introduction, but this is a start. Let's start with this. Let's start one step at a time. Try not to think of this video inspection as one large sum. We have the introduction, we have the concern, we have safety upsells, we have reliability upsells, we have maintenance upsells, and then we have an outro. So there's 5 parts to this video inspection. Let's start with this. And next we'll move into the body. Then we'll move into the outro. Let's focus on getting this introduction right, and then it looks like you're ready to go right out of the gate. Got my sticky note attached here. You want to memorize your script. You want to make it sound conversational, and you want to make it sound unique. Sure, if a customer comes back to you within a week or two, they're going to hear something similar, or you can always address them by name or keep it a little bit simpler, just letting them know that, hey, my name is Curtis and I'm working on your Q6 again. Once the script has become muscle memory, you won't need your sticky note anymore. You'll have memorized the whole framework for your video inspection. Here's a challenge that I want you to do. I want you to film the introduction, maybe just film it or even voice record it. And then I want you to listen to it back. See and feel how it sounds. Does it sound too robotic? Do you want to change it? Because just because I wrote it on this sticky note doesn't mean that you need to write it down exactly the same. You need to write down something that works for you. Because if I force you to do something that you don't like, or your dealership forces you to do something that you don't like, or say something that you don't want to, it's going to be harder for you to memorize it. It's going to be harder for you to get behind it. So the challenge here today is to read this introduction over and over, practice it at your dealership, practice it on your way home, practice it before you get into the shower, practice it multiple times before you start moving on to the next part of learning how to do a better video inspection. By this time, you'll be finishing up your first challenge in creating that intro. We'll now be focusing on the outro of your video inspection. So you finished the video inspection, huh? How are you going to end it? I also do the same thing with my outros. I write a script, I put it on a sticky note, and I make sure that I read it word for word until it becomes muscle memory. Good thing is, most of us can pause our video inspections. That gives you time to swap out your sticky notes. By this time, you should have completed that challenge, though, because that challenge is going to lead you to remembering and believing in your intro. So you shouldn't need that first sticky note. You should be comfortably and confidently finishing up your video inspection. What is an outro? This is where you end the video, signaling to the customer that this video inspection is coming to a close, letting them know what happens next, and not pressuring them into or reselling any of the items that you might have talked about in your video inspection. All right, time to get that pen and that sticky note out because we're writing that outro. I've got my sticky note here, I've got my pen. We're going to write this script down and get started. So we're going to start with once all repairs. Please write this down, because if you're not writing it down now, chances are you're probably not going to write it down when it comes to doing the video. Once all repairs have been completed. You can say services here. Once all services or service, once the 30,000 mile service has been completed. You want to find out what works for you and what's comfortable for you. I will ensure your fluids have been topped off and your tire pressures and fluids are going to be one of the most important things to the customer, because if they drive down the road and their tire light comes on, they're going to think the end of the world has just happened for them. So keep those fluids full, make sure their tire pressures are set, and reset their TPMS light. And your tire pressures have been set to specifications. Now we're going to thank them again. Thank you. Thank you for choosing. Remember, we're using these specific words. Thank you for choosing Nard. Ran out a sticky note. Nard. Thank you for choosing Nard. My name is Curtis. Building value in the dealership, building value in yourself. If you want them to come back and ask for you, you need to tell them your name, because they can come back and just get their car serviced. They don't need to ask for you. So if they know your name at the beginning and they know your name at the end, that's every chance that you can give them to ask for you again on their next service. My name is Curtis, and I hope to see you again at your next service interval, and hopefully you don't see them again before that. And I ran out of sticky note here, but you're going to say at the end, have a great day, and use some inflection with your voice. I will be going over this here after we finish this script. All right, not sure why I closed this earlier, but here, we're opening it again. So, got your sticky note, got your phone, got your microphone. Put it at the top of your phone, and now we're ready to film that outro. We're going to make this one a challenge too. So, once all repairs have been completed, I will be ensuring that your fluids have been topped off and your tire pressure set to specifications. I'm now flipping the camera around, pointing it at myself, showing my toolbox or the bay behind me in the video as well. Thank you for choosing NARD. My name is Curtis, and I hope to see you again at your next service interval. Have a great day. It's very short, very sweet. I feel like I typed or wrote more here than I actually said, but you want to memorize this script. You want to be conversational about it. Use some inflection in your voice. Make them feel welcomed. Don't make them feel pressurized. Make them feel comfortable. You want them to come back and ask for you, not just for the dealership. Build that value in yourself. So when they come back, they remember Curtis. They remember the dealership that they brought it to, and they remember the technician behind the camera. They remember the technician voice and person behind the wrench and the person fixing their car. Introduce yourself at the beginning and finish with your name as well. So we're going to take this challenge. What I want you to do is I want you to memorize the outro script with your sticky note. I want you to practice it. Practice it all the time. Practice it with your videos now. Practice it with your videos tomorrow. Practice it on the way home. Keep that sticky note with you. If you have it written down in your notebook, practice it. Make it sound conversational. I want to take this time to thank you very much for being a part of this course. I'd love to hear your feedback on what you thought about the training course for video inspection introductions and outros. This helps me build the course better in the future for other individuals and for yourself moving forward. I hope that you enjoyed the course and you found it useful. I also hope that your approvals go up. I hope your CSI scores go up. And I hope you start making more money, because as technicians on flat rate, more money is what we do.